Dolores Williamson. I'm Jennifer Williamson's mother.
Go ahead, Ms. Williamson.
As I said, you are a very lucky man. You are able to wake up and see your family, play with your grandchildren, wake up and see the sun shining, enjoy a meal. Everything you can do was taken away from my precious daughter. You are the reason she isn't here. Your complete negligence and poor judgment took that all away. My heart is broken. My family is shattered and sad. My son Doug is destroyed that he lost his sister, best friend and confidant. They were very close as two siblings could be. Jennifer was my best friend. We talked and texted every day. We vacationed together and did so many things together. We especially enjoyed each other, and we would often find it to go to garage sales, and we would find hundreds of things for each teacher, student, and family. She loved her students, and they loved her. Jennifer always said I was a strong woman, and now it seems it is ironic that I have to stand up and be strong. I keep trying, but it's hard. I miss hearing her voice. I miss seeing her and being with her. I miss her hugs, her beautiful cards, and constant thoughtful ways. I could go on and on about what I miss, and again, this was all taken away because of you. All this loss is because of you.
Thank you, Ms. Williamson. I appreciate those comments.
Good morning. My name is Doug Williamson. Jennifer was my little sister, the school teacher who took her the class on a school bus trip. First, I want to say thank you to Chris and his team for getting us to this point. Judge, thank you for your oversight and direction. And I want to say thank you to the Eastbrook family. It really is family. There's nothing, once you lose somebody, there's nothing you can say, nothing you can do. But you can give support. Just by being here together helps me. I don't know how I'm going to get through this, but I feel your strength. Jennifer was my little sister. She was the best thing that I could ever have. I remember when I first met her, I was 5 years old, and I couldn't stop kissing her. I just loved her so much. And as she progressed through her life, anything I could want of a little sister, she was. She was smart. She used to teach me my homework. Anything I ever wanted. We were so close, and I loved her so much. We had a couple unfortunate losses in my life, too. I lost my father when I was in high school. Jen, at that time, was in 5th grade. Years later, we lost my brother when he was 27 years old. So this really, Jen and I became like, not just brother and sister, we became like rock solid. She was my rock throughout my life. The day when Jen was killed, in an accident, whatever you want to call it, Jen was killed, I lost my family. I didn't just lose my sister, I lost my family. My mother and I are just getting by. Life as it is now is not the same. It never will be the same for myself, for my mother, and Jennifer. She had so much to give, so much was taken away that day. She loved to teach. She just loved her students. I think the reason why she was a good teacher is because she loved what she did. She would connect with these people, and she would find the little things, the little nuances, connect with them, and she would thrive on that. That was her love. At her eulogy, I spoke at the church at her eulogy, and I also talked about, things I'm talking about now, but just give me a second. It's just, I described it as a kindness. Everybody described Jen as so kind. I described it as a gift. Jennifer was a gift that was given to us, given to my mother. She really was a gift. She loved people so much. She would do anything for you, do anything for your family. I'm just shaking, just thinking about how I felt about her and how she felt about me. But there was nothing she wouldn't do for her students. She loved her students. I remember I used to go over to her house. We were so close that she moved into the house right next door to me in Paramus. So I'd go over to her house and she'd have stuff spread all over the kitchen table. And I would have things to do or places to go. And I would say, Jen, what are you doing? She's like preparing for her class. The most important thing in her life was her students. So I just couldn't break her away from that kitchen table, just to do something. And then I think about all the people that affected my life. I was at the wake, Jen's wake, and there was thousands of people there, and there was over 20 people that came up to me that said, I became a teacher because of your sister. A couple people are still going to school, but that's how many people she connected with throughout their life. Jen had so much to give still, and it was taken away. We kind of look alike. We've got the same eyes, same color hair. Wherever I go, do you have a sister, Jennifer? Yeah. So every day I look in the mirror and I get to see her eyes. She had so much to give and so much to live for, and I just felt like that was taken away. This really didn't need to happen. It was senseless. I agree. I don't think he planned that morning to get up and have a bus accident, but it was a bad choice. It was a bad choice on his part, and it resulted in 2 deaths, 43 injuries. 2 other people were there, but even their emotional injuries, I can't even imagine. So I know Jen would want me just to move on and forgive, but I just can't. My family is collapsed. My mother and Jen were so close. I'm trying to make up, for what my sister was with my mother, but I'm not even close. So I've been coming to this courtroom for 21 months. And the first day I got to meet Mr. Muldrow. He walked in, he was limping, looking at the ground. After he had to turn in his driver's license and stay in New Jersey at the end of that day, I didn't see the limp anymore. And I almost saw a smile on his face. I wasn't sure if he really even forgave or want to say he was sorry to me or anything. I mean, this is what I live with every single day. My family is taken away. So, just in closing, my heart's broken. It's totally broken. There's nothing I could do. But I just appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you, Mr. Williamson. I appreciate those comments.
Judge, I'm going to ask if Miranda Vargas' family can come up next.
Sure.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good morning, everyone here.
Can I just get your initials, not your full name, just your initials?
LV.
Go ahead.
Today I stand here, my heart is destroyed because of one careless act of a man. 2 beautiful souls were taken. This could have been prevented. Now I'm left with only memories of my little girl. She was my everything.
my sweet Miranda was 10 years old and had a heart of gold. She was a special girl. Miranda was a child who cared about everyone's well-being. The child that saw a homeless person on the street and would make us stop immediately to help them. The child that would hurt when she saw a friend down. The child that would get up from bed, knock on our door to tell us, Mommy and Daddy, we forgot to pray. The child that would give me hugs and kisses all day long and still sat on my lap so I could rock her. She was and will always be my little baby. Miranda adored her twin sister and never did anything without her. Despite having her own room, there was never a night she slept or showered without her. Despite the bond they had was like no other. Now Madison, Miranda's twin, is no longer the Madison we once knew. She is lost in trying to find herself. I not only lost one daughter, but I also lost the daughter we once knew before our lives were forever changed. Today I'm just a grieving mother. A mother that is broken and struggles every day and night to find some type of peace. But it is not there. Sleep no longer exists. Every single night I relive that horrible day. From the moment I was awakened by breaking news with the sight of a horrific bus crash, to our family driving and calling all hospitals trying to locate where my daughter was taken, to hearing the worst news in our life that our daughter's life was taken. That day I died as well. No parent should have to bury their child. It's the unimaginable loss. I stay up late at night thinking of what my daughter's last moments were like. Did she suffer? Did she call for me or Daddy? Or my heart hurts knowing I couldn't be there to hold her hand. I never got to see her in the hospital. I never had a chance to say goodbye. I will never have a chance to celebrate and see my little girl, sweet 16, as she dreams, nor will I ever see her go to prom and graduate. I will never have the honor to see her walk down the aisle in a white, beautiful dress. Instead, see her white, beautiful dress in her casket. I will never see my future grandchildren. This was all taken from me and my family. Now holidays are dark and spent in a cemetery. Our family will never be complete without our precious Miranda. Life is no longer the same. Again, all due to negligence of one man, I ask for justice to be served. For Miranda, Mrs. Williamson, and all the children that will be scarred for life. I hope he suffers and thinks about all the pain he has caused us. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Madison Vargas, and my life has never been the same since May 17, 2018. Miranda was my twin sister, and we had an inseparable bond. We did everything together, like going to the mall or making slime, dancing in our DDA dance classes, and riding our bikes. Those moments ended too fast. Me thinking that this would never happen, and I would spend my whole life with her, I did not get to cherish those moments as much as I should have. 10 years later, on May 17th, it was a normal day. My dad dropped us off, and our classes were right next to each other. So we said, "I love you, see you later," and she gave me the last hug and kiss I never knew I was going to receive. She was so excited for this field trip. Me and Miranda were on different buses, and we were wondering why. because every field trip we were always together. Sometimes I wish I was on that bus with her, so in Miranda's last moments, I could be the one who was with her from the beginning to the end, and so I could have protected her like I would have. Or we would both start together and end together as we planned. Miranda was a sweet, caring, young-hearted angel. She would do anything for anyone, and I can't believe it was my sister, and she really did not deserve this. She had so much more things to do in life. We had so much more things to do in life. We were actually already talking about what color our college dorm would be. Mr. Devil, how dare you take my heart away from me like that without me even expecting it? You're a monster, a killer, and you truly have no heart. You are sitting there right now with that oops face. You have changed mine and all the other victims' lives without no warning. Why would you do this? What kind of selfish monster would do this? You took 2 precious lives away from Paramus. It's all your fault. You torn apart my life. You changed me just because of your lazy self who didn't want to wait till the next exit, and instead endangered everyone's life. I will never forgive you because you took the most important person away from me. I hope you get what you deserve and rot in jail. My life is forever changed without my other half. I did everything with her. Now I will do it all by myself. I didn't need to invite a friend over because I had my best friend next to me every second and sleepovers with her every day. I need her to live in life, and the reason why I'm standing here today is to show this selfish, careless, life-taking individual that I will not let him win, and make sure my voice is what makes him stay out of my life, and for him to be put away for good.
Good morning, everyone. This is a very difficult thing to do. Face the man. That took the life of my baby girl. I always said that I would be there to protect them no matter what, but I failed her when she needed me the most. I truly wrestled with the statement. There will never be enough words to express the anger and pain that I feel. Having said that, I will respect my daughter, Miranda, Madison, along with the other children in this courtroom, and refrain from the many things I'd like to say to you today. You deserve everything that's coming to you and more. You destroyed our lives, destroyed the lives of the Williamson family, every family who was involved in this horrific tragedy. Its kids would never be the same. Our lives were completely destroyed on May 17th. You will never understand what it is to drop your daughter off in school, give her a kiss, followed by a long stare, to later find out that that was the last time. I trusted you and the people who put you behind the steering wheel to protect our children, and instead you thought of yourself. Rather than taking the next exit, you chose to jeopardize the lives of children and teachers and place the bus horizontally on Route 80. What the hell were you thinking? You're an evil person. You should never see the light of day again. A school bus is about 30 feet long. What did you think would happen when you placed the bus horizontally on Route 80? It was clearly more important to you to reach your destination than to protect our children. You're a selfish coward. Your actions that day clearly demonstrated it. During your interview at the hospital, you ignored what had just transpired and you chose to lie. to officers and protect yourself. You even went as far as blaming your colleagues to protect yourself. From the beginning, you came into the courtroom playing the old man card, non-apologetic, sitting back, like this had never happened. Like this was simply a misdemeanor offense. You and those who assigned you to this position share the same demeanor. You're all cowards. You really thought you'd get away with this, although in many ways you did. The true punishment was handed down to us. Our pain will go on for the rest of our lives and the lives of all our families. You'll get 3 meals a day, maybe some yard time, read books, and sleep. In my eyes, you got away with murder. People have been sentenced to more time in jail for lesser offenses. I honestly don't understand our judicial system. Nothing would have made us happier than to see you rot in jail. But God doesn't like ugly, and every dog has its day. People who I've spoken to, who know of you, tell me you walk perfectly fine outside the courtroom. So please, do us a favor and stop the act. Be a man and accept the consequences. We all believe you got off easy. Again, there are people who have not done half of what you have who are serving this time. I hope and pray that you never see the light of day again. Help every single day is nothing short of misery. You deserve it. You're a danger to society. You're a narcissist who cares for no one but yourself. I hope you go to prison where the last years of your life are miserable. I hope the Department of Corrections does not fall for the sick old man act. May they see right through you and place you in the worst prison possible. You must have passed physicals in order to drive this bus. You've had the presence of mind to try and manipulate your way out of this egregious act. So you may try to fool others, but you have not fooled us. As I've said in the past, an accident by definition is something you can't avoid. This was not an accident. You had choices, but sure enough, you made the self-centered one, and you never took a moment to say, I have kids in this bus. Truth be told, you should have never been behind the steering wheel of that bus in the first place. You have a horrible driving record which should not allow you to drive a car, let alone a school bus full of children. But that doesn't negate the fact that you could have avoided this. No one forced you to drive this bus, nor make the decisions you made that day. From then to now, you have proven that you don't care at all. What's worse about you is that you've shown no remorse. If the tables were turned, I would never forgive myself. I would not be able to live knowing I took the life of a little girl. But you are the narcissistic, cold-hearted individual I've ever known. You don't care that we'll never get to celebrate her 11th. We never got to celebrate her 11th birthday. You don't care that we will never see her go to prom, graduate from 8th grade or high school. I'll never get to walk her down the aisle or have a first dance with her. We are so lost without her. It's one thing to lose a loved one, but losing a child changes your life forever. Every day is such a struggle to survive. From the moment we place our feet on the ground and realize that she's not in the next room, to the moment that we realize that I would never be tucking her in like I did for 10 years. Our home is not the same anymore. Sometimes we're just silent with nothing to say. It's obviously nothing against each other. It's just that we are trying to accept this new life we've been given. It's so hard without Miranda. Every day I see so many things that remind me of her. It's all I have left. A room, pictures, toys, teddy bears, bikes, and lots of memories. My way of visiting her is at a mausoleum today. Everyone is always asking us, how are we? The answer is we're far from okay. But I say we're okay because I know many people have moved on. We are left in the dark, in a dark place, while the world continues around us. She was very close to me. She would hug me so many times a day. She would sit me down and tell me everything. We had a beautiful relationship. Just the night before, she shared some concerns she had, and we had a great conversation together. I just didn't know that this would be the last time. This has affected our entire family. There's been crying, arguing, suffering, but at the end, we are one. I thank my wife and daughter for remaining united and understanding that this is the only way we can get through our days. Miranda would want us to come together as a family that we are. Miranda displayed love any chance she got. She loved the world and everyone in it. We can't allow the devil to separate us. Just know, I love you guys more than life. This has obviously affected the Paramus community. Some of us have come together as a community and supported each other. Others have moved on and saw things through the political eyes. But to those that have been there for us, I thank you and honestly say we love you. There are some of you who have gone above and beyond, and for that, we thank you. To the Eastbrook kids, thank you for being true friends to my daughter and sticking together through this horrific time. Some of you have also gone above and beyond. You know who you are. Guys, we love you all more than you know. Coming together as a family is the only way to figure this out. So never let anyone come between that. Together, we will continue to fight and ensure that monsters like this one, does not come close to our kids. We will ensure that people who are in charge of our school system really belong there. Your Honor, thank you for presiding over this case. While we are expecting a harsher sentence, we also know that this country has a unique set of laws. To Matt, Chris, and the rest of the prosecution team, thank you for your efforts. It's not what we expected, but he will have some time to reflect on the lives he destroyed. I am told that every year feels like 2 in jail. The 6 to 10 you will serve, hopefully, will feel like 12 to 20. We will never forgive you, and we really hope that you never see the light of day again. And I ask you, Your Honor, for justice. I ask you that you not allow the age factor to play a part on this. If someone commits a crime, no matter what the age is, they should pay for it, the same way an 18-year-old would. Despite the fact the defense attorney mentioned that something transpired in 1977, but it also transpired May 17, 2018. And we can't ignore that. He is a danger to society. He is reckless. And he should never, if he ever gets out of jail again, he should never drive again. He should never, ever be trusted on the road. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vargas, and your wife and daughter for your comments.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning, sir. Can I just get your name for the record?
My name is Reverend Johnny Rivera.
Go ahead, Reverend.
I want to thank you, Your Honor, for presiding in this case. I want to thank Chris, the team that has presided in this case as well, litigated, I should say. I'm in a difficult spot. And I say that because I'm a minister. I also could relate to one of Mr. Muldrow's sons. I am also a retired veteran from the United States Army. I served proudly for 18 and a half years, and I was blessed with retirement. As a minister, we have many functions. As a minister, we have to practice what we preach. I preach forgiveness. I preach love. That's why I said I'm standing here in a difficult position. I have to practice what I preach. I have to forgive Mr. Muldrow.
Yes.
However, I can't overlook his carelessness that he took on May 17th, 2018. I usually stand in a podium preaching the Word of God. Here I am saying and giving the inside of me. As my son-in-law and Mr. Doug Williamson said, I'm pretty sure Mr. Muldrow didn't get up that morning and said, today's a fine and beautiful day to have an accident, to cause the death of 2 individuals and harm 43 students and teachers. And those are the counts that I've been hearing here on the court since 21 months ago. It was only 2 deaths and 43 students and so on and so forth. It's beyond that. It's beyond that because there's families attached to those 43 people and 2 deaths. There's family attached to Mr. Muldrow. We can't overlook that as well. Not only have we been harmed and not only have lives been taken away from us, but his family as well. Maybe not everyone will agree with what I'm saying, but no one wins here. He could get 100 years and no one still wins. As a minister, I was anxious. I was happy. I was elated when my daughter came up to my wife and I, who I'm speaking for her as well, says, Mom, Dad, we're going to have twins. I was beside myself because twins run in our family. Never thought that 40 days later I would have to dedicate her to God. First time that I would dedicate one of my grandkids to the Lord. It was a feeling that I can't even explain. Twins, I was holding. In church, she was mother hen. She didn't care how big the child was. You always see her carrying a kid on her hip, walking around the church. I said, Miranda, put that kid down. It's twice your height. I don't see that. So this act that happened on May 17, 2018, didn't just hurt us, the Vargas and the Rivera family. I find myself crying. If I exaggerate on a daily basis, I'm not exaggerating. On a daily basis. We are a Christian family as well. There's songs I can't hear. Because I can't hold my composure. As I'm standing on the altar delivering my sermons, I look at where she should be sitting. And all I see is an empty spot. Not only has this affected the Vargas and the Rivera family, it has affected the entire church, to whom I'm the senior pastor of. We cry on a daily basis. Has affected the town, all the parents.
I had to eulogize my grandmother. In the eulogy, I said, you have to be careful with them quiet ones, because she was quite reserved, outspoken when she needed to be outspoken. But at the eulogy, I said, you got to be careful with them quiet ones. Because there was no dry eye in the funeral. The police had to send away some of the people that wanted to come to view her body and pay their respects and condolences. I said, wow. When we went to the cemetery, I had to speak the last words. There were about 3 or 4 different towns that send a motorcade. And my words were, wow, not even the President of the United States gets this type of treatment. Mr. Muldrow, I have to forgive you. I have to. After deep down inside, I have to. Do I accept what you've done? Absolutely not. Forgiveness and acceptance are 2 different things. I forgive you because you cannot have a hold on me. I release you. Although, as I mentioned, no one wins, but your family will get to see you in prison. The only time I get to see my granddaughter ever again, and I'll make sure to, is when I go to heaven and see her as an angel. To the Muldrow family, I'm sorry that you guys have to go through this. I really am. I'm not being selfish, but you get to see your father. You'll get to see him whenever visitation comes. At least you know he's still alive. You get to talk to him. You understand that now in some prisons you get to Skype and they get iPads and cell phones. You get to do all of that. The only time we get to speak to our granddaughter is when we go to the cemetery, but she won't talk about it. So please, I understand you hurt, but please understand our hurt. Nothing except for the grace of God has us standing. And even though my son-in-law and my daughter spoke the way he spoke, they're hurt. Don't hold that against them. For the city of Paramus, I thank you for standing strong. There's a motto that says, proud and standing strong. I want to thank you guys for not giving up on us. For Marta, Evelyn, family that has always been around and have been strong. For our granddaughter, I want to thank you. But we're here to thank everyone. We'll stay here, I think, till Friday. But Your Honor, once again, thank you. I don't even know. I can't ask you how to rule in this case. There are laws, bylaws, and cases that probably would make your decision or help you make your decision. Thank you for your time. Chris, thank you for standing with us. Morris County, thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Reverend.